On at Airbrush Technique, I'm going to show you a little skull and crossbones t-shirt design. It's quick and fast and easy. I have a whole collection of plastic skull shields that I've collected over the years that I've bought, and they're real handy. They're easy to clean up, but in certain cases you run into a design where you have to make your own. This one's just made out of printing paper. I just drew it on there, cut it out with an X-Acto knife. I have a little youth-size t-shirt on a foam core t-shirt board. It doesn't matter if it's 50-50 or 100% cotton. It's personal preference really as to what you use. I'm going to be using MIPA water-based paint on this t-shirt. It's real nice paint, flows real nicely. For airbrush, I'm going to be using a bottom feed Iwata Eclipse with about 40 pounds pressure. I keep the back handle off my airbrush doing t-shirts because you find yourself pulling the needle a lot. If you have trouble with the paint spraying consistently, with this MIPA paint I haven't had any problem, but to have it, I'm just going to leave the back handle off. We're going to attach our little paper-made stencil, and I'll put this on howtoairbrush.com, full size, so if you want to print it off, you're welcome to it. And we're just going to begin by just spraying in some background color very lightly, which is going to outline our skull. We stand back 4 or 5 inches, as you can see, and get our eyes and our nose and our teeth and jaw all added. Just a little bit of paint, you don't need a lot. We're going to add some more skulls to the background, so don't go crazy. Pull your paper skull stencil, and there you have your skull and crossbones. We're going to switch to black now. And I just use these Fast Blast bottles. It makes it real easy to change colors. Test your airbrush. Make sure it's spraying right. Now we're just going to go in and with black and outline our skull. Our bones, lower jaw, make sure we get our cheekbones coming across there. And finally our teeth. Notice the air is always on. I'm not on and off with the air. Just outline some teeth real quickly. This is meant to be a real quick, easy skull and crossbones for you. I'm not trying to impress you with my artwork. I'm just trying to give you a basic design that you can play around with. I fully expect you to be able to do this better than I'm going to be doing it. When you do the eyes, you don't want to fill in the eye area completely. You want to leave some interesting texture in there. So we'll start dark on the inside. We fade our black to the outside. like that, so it gives the impression maybe there's some bone structure back in here. Same with the nose. You don't want to just go in there and throw a bunch of black in there. Make it a little interesting, as if there's something actually in there, some depth. Now we'll shade our bone. We'll put some definition in between the teeth, because this area of the skull isn't flat, it's round, where the back will be receded, the front should be forward. Even the teeth aren't flat, they're round, so you want to highlight the middle of each tooth and up from each tooth to give the impression that it's round. So very easy on the color. It's always easier to make something dark than to make it light again. We'll shade where his forehead is a little bit. Underneath his cheekbone. The other parts of the bone, what we want to do is add a little color so that when we add our white, the white has something to bounce off of. I will switch to white. To clean my airbrush, I just have a bottle full of water. And just plug it in. Spray it through. We'll start with the bone. And the white, whenever you're spraying white, you want to spray a layer, let it dry, and then come back to it. We want to pull his forehead out in the shirt, so we're going to use our white to lighten that area up. Cheekbones, the same thing. In here where there may be some bone structure, and onto the teeth. Again, you're going to layer light in, you're going to let it dry, and you're going to go back to it. Underneath the teeth, in between it, we want to bring that out, so we're going to throw a little white in there. Just build it up slowly. The bone, bring that white out a little more. You can see it pretty much just jump around the painting. Ideally, if you have 5 or 6 airbrushes, each with their own color, it works out a lot better. But you can make do with one if you only have one. I will go back to the black, and we'll outline the skull once more. Pretty easy stuff, pretty easy design. Just made from a piece of printing paper. Plastic skull stencil you have. I'm just going to grab this one that I have. And just to dress up the outside of this design, we're going to use the same blues we used for the background. Just spray around it. Be careful not to get in the bone there that you have. And that'll dress the outside of the design up pretty nicely. Fast, simple, quick. Little skull design for you. Skull and crossbones. Like I said, I'll put the skull and crossbones on how to airbrush. If you want to use this one, you're welcome to it. Heat set the shirt and it's all done. You can see how simple it was, how fast it was. Like a 2-minute design. Is I'll add a name underneath there. I hope you got something out of this short video. It just goes to prove that anyone can airbrush a t-shirt, even with a copier paper stencil. This is Don from Airbrush Technique. It's just paint. Have fun.